What's going on, everyone? And so, the Los Angeles Lakers, South Bay, Kobe Bufkin. Yes, Lakers brought in Kobe Bufkin to South Bay. Yes, he ended up doing a 10-day with the Memphis Grizzlies. They didn't actually play. I don't think they played him at all, if I'm not mistaken. And now he's back with South Bay. Well, he returned to South Bay and dropped a 42 piece, right? So, again, Kobe Bufkin, he's a guy that, we need to keep on our radar. Right? Obviously, he's not on two-way. I've seen people be like, waive Chris Minnan for him. No. Chris Minnan, one, still incredibly young. Two, the guy looks like Alex Caruso, like on steroids in the G League, right? Like the guy's like giving you like 7 stocks a game. Like the guy has been ridiculous. No, you need to add those guys. Yes, you run the risk of somebody coming along and snatching up Kobe Bufkin, right? But you can make that argument with any of these guys, right? The idea is you want to start to carve out these young guys, right? Hopefully around the trade deadline, you do something where, Lakers, Andrew Wiggins trade. Just use that as an example. Lakers pull off the Andrew Wiggins trade. Then you bring up, say, a Nick Smith Jr., because Lakers need the scoring off the bench. Bring up a Nick Smith Jr., and then Kobe Bufkin takes that spot. And the next season, right, in the offseason, then it's like, okay, you already have Nick Smith Jr. on the roster. Let's bring in Chris Minnan. Let's bring in Kobe Bufkin. Now you got some youth on the main roster, some athleticism, some defense, some versatility, some cheap kind of pieces and players, right? And then, you bring in those next kind of two-way guys and, again, complete the cycle. Now, those young guys stepping up, stepping in, playing a role for you. You see LeBron stays, great. If he departs, okay, well, now you're kind of retooling. You're going and getting that other guy. But now you have the cheap guys that you're rounding out the bench and the roster with, right? Kobe Bufkin's on a vet minimum. Chris Minnan's on a vet minimum. Nick Smith Jr.'s hopefully, my concern about him is because he's proven even in Charlotte, probably paying him a little more, but hopefully you have him on a multi-year deal. So where now you kind of have these guys on a multi-year deal to where now you kind of, again, you're continuing that cycle. The guys phase out, new guys come in. But Kobe Bufkin is a guy that, again, the moment we signed him, I was like, this is great. I mean, I talked about him when he got waived and was like, hey, this is a guy that I think that the Lakers should kind of keep an eye on. You're talking about a guy that has the athleticism and the size and the length and all the things that you want to see from a young player. He's 22 years old, right? Talking about guys 6'4", 6'5", right? Good wingspan, good athleticism, jump out the gym. Is a guy that can be a defensive piece for you, right? And you also got to keep in mind, he's killing it in the G League, right? But we've seen a lot of guys dominate the G League and never translate to the NBA. Now, obviously, you won't know until you get there. But again, these are things to kind of keep in mind, right? Like he's a guy that is going to need development. He's a guy that's going to need time, right? He's a guy that, even as soon as next year, he might not be ready for the actual rotation or anything like that. He might just be the 14th guy off the bench, right? Which is fine. Again, he's 22 years old. He's young. You got plenty of time to kind of grow and develop him, have him go back and if he's on the main roster, have him go back and forth. Like what you do with Bronny, right? Where, hey, we need you, you're playing, Bronny can give you some quality minutes here and there, but you look at him and you're like, he's probably about a year or two away from being a real rotation guy. Again, Kobe Bufkin very well could follow in that same suit. I'm not saying he will. We don't know. We won't know until he actually gets some run at the NBA level with this Lakers team, right? He very well could come in, maybe Lakers clear several roster spots and it's like, hey, let's just bring in Kobe Bufkin and Nick Smith Jr. and Chris Minnan, right? And let them play and just see, right? Maybe they're, boom, right out the gate, right? Kobe Bufkin defensively, rebounding, doing all this stuff, right? Maybe he's a guy that can really help, but he's a guy that was projected to be kind of that two-way player, a guy that could self-create a little bit, score the basketball, defend at a high level, defend 1 through 3 for you, a guy that can, put the ball in the hoop, play on ball, play off ball. It just hasn't quite translated to the NBA level. But the thing is, he's not a guy that's been terrible at the NBA level. It's like I said, he's a guy, 6'5", with, 6'4", 6'5", with like a 6'7", 6'8" wingspan, right? It depends on if you want to add shoes or not type thing. But, you look at kind of what he's done in the NBA, right? Last season, 10 games played. It's a small sample. He's only played 27 games total in the NBA. Last season, 10 games played. He played 12.4 minutes per game, got 4.7 attempts. So he only got 5 attempts per game, 38.3% from the field. The problem has been the three-point shooting. It hasn't projected. He is averaging 22% from three-point range in his first 2 seasons in the league with the Atlanta Hawks. His rookie season, he shot 22.5% on 2.5 attempts. Last season, he shot 2 attempts, 21.1%. So that's been the problem. That's been what's really hurting him. From 2-point range, the guy's money, right? 3 attempts his rookie season, shooting 48.1%. Last season on 3 attempts, shot 50% from 2-point range. So again, a guy that, can, score the basketball, has the athleticism, has the lift, can even be a lob threat for Luka or Reeves or, LeBron, that type of thing. EFG's rookie season of 41.8%, last season of 42.6%. Free throw shooting, his rookie season on half an attempt only shot 50%, but last year on 2 attempts, so not a great sample size, but a bigger sample size, shot 72.2%. So guy that showed that he can knock down the free throws. Rebounds, 2 rebounds, both seasons. He's averaging 2 for his career. So again, in limited minutes, that's great at the guard position. He's a guy that can rebound the basketball, has the athleticism, chase down those 50-50 balls, do the dirty work, make the hustle plays. Not just that, if you're going to want to be on this Lakers team, you're going to want to play a role on this Lakers team, you're going to have to be able to show that you can do the dirty work, make the hustle plays, dive for loose balls, right? Like win those 50-50 balls, put the Lakers in the best position possible. Make the winning plays is what he's going to have to do. And then assist-wise, just round up, will be nice. 2 assists both years. He was 1.6 his rookie season, 1.7 his last year. Half a steal both seasons, half a block both seasons. 5 points his rookie season, 5.3 his last season, right? You look at his per 36, which doesn't tell you everything, but kind of gives you an idea. His rookie season, he would have been 15 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.5 steals, and a block per game. Last season, he would have been 15.4 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and a block, right? So a guy that, again, projects to be able to get it done on both sides of the basketball. A guy that projects to be able to knock down a shot, create for himself, get you buckets, maybe at some point be a 15-point-a-game guy or something like that, but also be able to defend at a high level, kind of be that 3-and-D kind of guard when in your rotation, likely off the bench unless he really takes some significant strides. 3-point shooting is the one issue, right? And look, he doesn't even have to necessarily be elite, right? If he could be 36% off the bench, right? Like 36% off the bench, probably not going to get you in the starting unit, but could be just a quality rotation guy, right? Give you a guy that can be in your rotation. You start having those guys like Bronny James, Chris Menon, Kobe Bufkin, right? Adu Thero, like these guys that, you have the athleticism, the defense, knocking down shots, doing these things, right? Like that's what the Lakers really need. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.